Right, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and first pickups video of this year. So first thing I'm picking up is a cup of tea. Anyway, let's get on to it. So, got quite a few games actually. I've probably picked up more than I realised. It's funny when you gather them all up, you kind of have a bit of a surprise. But anyway, go through them in no particular order. So the first one to discuss is Saboteur II, which hopefully that's focusing in. Don't think I ever played this one. I definitely played the first one, but I've been on the lookout for this because I quite like the collecting of Durrell games. It's just around the corner from me. Actually, the building's just been taken over at the moment. It's been empty for a while, and there's going to open a dentist in there. So a bit of a shame, but at least something's going in there, I suppose. Next one is a game I didn't have back in the day, but I've been after it for quite a while because it looks really cool, and that is that one, Highway Encounter. Looks like a really interesting game, that, and a nice a nice Sunday game actually, so might even play out later on after lunch. But yeah, you're like a little robot, and you've got to guide all your sort of backup robots through a kind of isometric series of screens. It's not like a where you've got to go around all different routes. You don't need a maze or anything. It only goes in one direction. Anyway, so that's that one. Next one is the classic Gauntlet, which I've been after. Sorry, the camera's probably bouncing around because one of my dogs is going a bit nuts. Anyway, Gauntlet. I've been after that for a long time. Always used to love this game, and it's best to play multiplayer. I can't remember if you could have 4 players on this. You could definitely have 2 players because that's how I used to play it most of the time. And I do remember there was some way you could walk through walls on this. Some of the keys you had to press, but sorry, excuse the dog jumping in. So anyway, so that's Gauntlet. There are a few games actually I haven't played in this lot, so it's not going to be so much nostalgia, but games which I definitely would have had if I'd been able to. And this is one I've been after for a long time, Where Time Stood Still. Goes for quite, not really expensive money, but usually goes for about 25 quid. And I got this one on eBay. I was the only bidder. I think I got it for about £10 or something like that, or £12. And there was a sort of disclaimer on there saying that it's untested and all that sort of typical malarkey, but thankfully it does work, so played a little bit of it, really cool. I did love The Great Escape, and I think it's something similar to that, but obviously in sort of prehistoric time and no prison. But yeah, it plays in a similar sort of way, so I think that one I'm going to really enjoy. Anything that's like Great Escape is going to be a good one for me, because I absolutely love that game. Anyway, next one. It's another one I'm not entirely sure if I played or not. I think I did. I think I played the first one. But this one just came up at a good price. I think I either bought it from, I can't remember if I got it on Sinclair for sale or eBay. But anyway, it is Cybernoid 2. Another typical me, I do like my double jewel cases, as you probably already noticed. So yeah, that should be a cool one. I want to get Cybernoid 1 probably before I play this, really. So this might just go to one side until I've got that one. Cybernoid 1 I have played. I don't think I played the sequel. So yeah, cool one to have, but I'll probably wait until I get the first one before I play it. Anyway, next one, which actually they're not in any order because this is one of my most recent pickups, probably the most recent, and that is Firefly, which I know Scott Sega Zombie tried playing this on his recent video on his Spectrum Spectacular. And that's one I've been after again. Never played this, only discovered it in recent years, but I've seen a few little videos of it and it looks really cool. I really like games that sort of break boundaries a little bit, go outside of the norm. And so it's kind of a shooter. It's got sort of mini rhythm games, and yeah, very cool in-depth game. I need to play a lot more of this before I do plan to do a video on it, but I need to play a lot more of it to sort of properly figure out what's going on. And it is quite hard. I'm not very good at rhythm stuff anymore. My old Parappa the Rapper skills are long since gone. But yeah, we'll try and get on with it. And I think that's going to be a very good game. So I already can recommend it. It's really good. Anyway, another one I picked up is this one, which I did play back in the day. Dan Dare 3. I played all of the Dan Dare games. And I do seem to remember this one is really colourful, but quite easy. I had a quick go on it, and yeah, it certainly does splurge out the colour. It's almost kind of making a statement on the Spectrum in that regard. So it's a cool looking thing, but I think it's quite shallow gameplay. But nonetheless, it's a cool one to have, and this was in really nice condition. I got that on Sinclair for sale. surprisingly, it had been there for a couple of hours. Normally things go pretty quick, and nobody had bought it, so I thought I'll have that. It's quite cheap. I can't remember, about £7 or something. So that's a good one. Bear with me a second. Just have a little bit of tea there. Nice cup of that one. So what else do we get? Here's one I've been after for a long time, and I was going to get the big box version because that's the one I had back in the day. Was it Micromedia or something? Everyone's a Wally. I don't know if this one has got the song on the side B. Ooh. That's another game I picked up recently, which I've just fixed, so I'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, Everyone's a Wally. I used to really love this game, and I did used to play on the second side. You used to have the song for it, and I can still have that go through on mine now, even though I haven't heard it in all those years. But yeah, it was cheap. I saw it, this version, quite cheap. And whenever I've seen the big box, I can't think which company did it, Micromedia, whenever I've seen a big box version, it's really tatty. So I thought, I'll get this. If I see a big box version in nice condition, I'll probably upgrade it just because that's the one I had. And I like having the same versions I had back in the day. Which brings me on to something which is just loaded up in the background there, which I'm really happy about. And that is Saberwolf. Classic game on Ultimate Play the Game. This one, I used to absolutely love this game, and I think I still will. There's a bit of a story to this one, because I did buy this. I've already got a copy of this, which I bought some months ago. I was all excited, bought it on eBay, and when it turned up, it was in nice condition, actually. I had the instruction manual with it, and decent box. But when I went to load it up, it was one of those really, really stretched games. You could hear it straight away. It was just from the sounds of the loading. It's stretched to hell. So I tried a few things with it, fast forwarding it, rewinding it, side A, side B. It just wouldn't play. So I messaged the seller and said, because I think they said they sold it as working rather than untested. I messaged the seller and said, the tape's really stretched. Is it okay if I return it? And didn't think anything of it really after that. Just left it to it, and then later on, I noticed it had been refunded in my account, so it seemed like he just refunded it and left it at that. And ever since then, I've been looking out for a cassette only of this game to replace the cassette. I found this one on Retro Games in a bad condition box with no instruction manual. So I thought, oh great, okay, I can use a cassette for that. Got it back, went to load the cassette, started loading, and then it would really squeak and it would crash. And I tried it, both sides, I tried it probably about 10 times. I tried rewinding it, fast forwarding it. And in the end, I spoke to Sega Zombie Scott, and he was giving this tip about putting the cassette on a radiator when they're squeaky. So I've had it on a radiator for about 5 days on and off. I don't have a radiator on for long, but I just left it to it. And sure enough, as you can see there, it's loaded up. So that's my first success on that. So I can finally play Saberwolf after this video, which is a cool one. Next two are both Super Nintendo games, which I don't buy many of those. Didn't actually have a big collection of SNES games back in the day. It's one of those. It's a sort of time in my life, I suppose. I worked in a hotel, so we were out all the time, out to the pubs and clubs and that lot after work. And really, I had a handful of good multiplayer games and Super Mario World. We just played. I lived in the staff digs, and I used to just take the SNES into the staff room before and after the pubs, and we would all just play Mario Kart and whilst I have Smash TV and a few other games. I can't remember which other ones I had, but they were pretty much all multiplayer games apart from Super Mario World. So I just used to be happy playing those really. But anyway, I'd seen this game and really took a liking to the idea of it, and it's called ActRaiser, which I haven't played this yet, but I was in my local game shop, MT Games, and they have their SNES games kind of stacked up one behind the other. And this one had a price covered up, so I just assumed. I had a look on CEX, and it sells for about 40 quid on there. So I just assumed it was expensive, so I didn't bother. Didn't bother asking them because I thought I don't like spending sort of 30 quid plus on SNES games. And anyway, I went in there one day, and the game in front of it had been bought, so I could see the price ticket, and it was 15 quid. So yeah, I grabbed that. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, that's a really nice deal for 15 quid actually. So I'm surprised. It was in there for months, so obviously nobody realised it was a good price there. And the other SNES game I went back and bought is Super Protector, which is Contra, I believe. But again, not a game I had back in the day, but I'm absolutely loving this. Playing this quite a lot actually. I wish I could play it 2 players, but even as a single player game, really, really good fun. And 16 quid, I think that was a good price as well. So yeah, that's probably the SNES game which has drawn me back in for a long time. Actually, I've been playing quite a bit of SNES on there. So that's the reason I haven't played ActRaiser yet, because I've been enjoying this one. Anyway, last of all, which is probably my favourite pickup, I haven't played it yet. Favourite only because I didn't know about it, and it looks really cool, and I don't think you see it very often. And that is this one here, Super Wonder Boy. Now, I had Wonder Boy back in the day on the SNES, and I remember it was quite a disappointing conversion of the arcade. Absolutely loved the arcade game of it. It's upside down in here. But yeah, it's got the little manual and everything in there, and well, cassette obviously. So I don't know if it's a rare game, but I've certainly never seen it, and I didn't even know of the existence of it. So yeah, that's quite cool. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Just haven't had time. I must have bought this about 2 weeks ago, I suppose. But yeah, I'm waiting for the time I can sort of properly sit down and have a proper playthrough of that one. I think that's probably about it. Any other sort of retro pickups? Not retro as such, but I do like my old Godzilla, the sort of black and white ones, or this rubber suit type. I don't know how well I'll be able to display this, but I picked this. This is 15 quid on Amazon at the moment. And if you like your Godzilla, really, really cool book. So that I was really pleased with. I actually had a £5 off voucher for Amazon, so I was able to get this for 10 quid, which was a bargain. So yeah, if you like Godzilla, the old rubber suit Godzilla, which is my favourite genre of Godzilla, then that's really, really nice book, so I highly recommend that. And I think that is probably it. I'll probably think of something else to me afterwards. But yeah, I think I'll finish the video there and try and play Saberwolf. So happy Sunday one and all, and I will catch you another time. That is my January 23 pickups, and my dog's just about to start barking, so I'll finish up there. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Catch you next time, and that is all.